Greetings. I'm building 3 guitars at the same time, as identical as my craftsmanship skills will allow. We have 3 bodies, ignore the stain on the end one, 3 necks, 3 backs, and 3 soundboards. But as you can see, they're different colours. That's right, it's time for a Tonewood comparison video. Hi, I'm Trevor Magnuson. I'm starting to get the hang of this, but still making too many mistakes. All of my previous guitars have used celery top pine for the soundboard. Internet luthiers have commented that because it is so stiff and heavy, it's really only suitable for large-bodied guitars. Others say that it's just fine for ukuleles, so go figure. But they all agree that it needs to be milled thinner than pretty much any other timber. So for the first time in all of my builds, I've actually taken this down below 3mm. The second timber is King William or King Billy pine. In contrast to celery top, this timber is very light and very soft, and I have therefore milled it to well over 3mm. The piece that I bought was not wide enough for a perfect book match, and it wasn't thick enough for a 3-way book match, but it's still pretty beautiful, and you have to look to see the join. The final timber is beloved of all Tasmanian woodworkers. It's Huon pine. This timber can only be harvested by dredging logs up from the bottom of lakes. It's because it's a protected species. It's very soft, and I've milled this one to pretty much bang on 3mm. I'm not going to show the full details of the build because we want to go and compare the sounds. A bit more progress, as you can see. My preconceptions on celery top is that the sound is going to be quite bright, not quite so much bass, kind of a shimmery produced sound coming at you acoustically. That would suggest that it's a good guitar for a band setting where another instrument is playing bass, and perhaps not quite so good for just solo guitar and vocal or another solo instrument. My ideas about King Billy pine are that it is much softer and therefore should have a warmer, rounder tone. Possibly that may translate to a little bit more bass. That's just the way I understand it, having not yet built the guitar. My thoughts about Huon pine are that it won't resonate in the traditional manner sought after by makers of flat-top guitars, and it will instead give the guitar an arch-top acoustic sort of sound, the touch of that banjo-like honk. Well, I've just started to French polish the soundboards, and that gives us a first look at these timbers under a little bit of shellac. As expected, the celery top pine has a standard traditional look because this piece did not have some of the resinous grain features that my previous guitars had. The King Billy pine, on the other hand, had some surprises in store for me. As soon as I put some shellac on it, these darker areas of the grain here swelled up and became uneven. Now, I don't know whether this is just a natural attribute or property of the grain, or whether there were some scratches from the drum sander that I hadn't adequately sanded. But I tell you what, before I put finish on, I had sanded it so that it looked and felt perfectly smooth. Now I'm going to wait until tomorrow when the shellac is hard and I will level it. But it was something interesting that I hadn't seen before. I don't know whether the camera will pick this up, but the Huon pine is absolutely gorgeous. There's a glow, a sheen that kind of changes in the light. When I was making it, I messed up, got the pieces around the wrong way, so the book matching is not perfect. But if anything, that makes it more beautiful because you get an optical illusion in the changing light where sometimes the top panel is brighter and sometimes the bottom. There is also some what may be bear claw figuring. Kind of looks like stretch marks really, but it's beautiful. My impressions were that the harder celery top soundboard had the brightest, trebliest sound. The King Billy had a pronounced mid-range, and the Huon pine was the warmest and the deepest, though there was shimmer enough in there as well. But how did you hear things? How did the sounds compare to your ears? And which did you prefer? Please let me know in the comments. I will mention that during the build, the two softer soundboards gave me no end of trouble. They are so vulnerable, you give them a sharp look and you've got a scratch or a dent to deal with. Over the upcoming year, I plan to do a lot more experiments like this, so I do hope you'll join me. Until then, cheerio.